World War II was a transformative period for naval warfare. It marked the end of the battleship era and the rise of the aircraft carrier as the dominant force on the seas. Technological innovations, shifting strategies, and global scale reshaped naval doctrine and combat in ways that reverberate through modern maritime operations to this day. The oceans of the world became critical theaters of war, with navies playing decisive roles in the outcome of the conflict. The pre-war naval landscape. Before World War II, battleships were widely regarded as the ultimate symbols of naval power. These massive, heavily armored vessels with large-caliber guns had dominated sea warfare since the early 20th century. Most naval powers, including Britain, the United States, Japan, and Germany, invested heavily in fleets of battleships and cruisers, expecting future wars to be decided by large surface engagements reminiscent of the Battle of Jutland in World War I. Naval treaties like the Washington Naval Treaty, 1922, attempted to limit the size and power of fleets to prevent an arms race. However, by the late 1930s, several nations began pushing the limits of these treaties or withdrawing from them altogether, preparing for a new kind of conflict. The rise of the aircraft carrier. World War II proved that air power was not limited to land campaigns. The aircraft carrier emerged as a strategic centerpiece, capable of projecting force far beyond the visual range of any ship's guns. Pearl Harbor, 1941, showcased the devastating power of carrier-launched aircraft. Japan's surprise attack crippled much of the U.S. Pacific Fleet and signaled the beginning of a new era. The Battle of Midway, 1942, was a turning point in the Pacific War. American codebreakers anticipated the Japanese plan and set a trap, leading to the sinking of 4 Japanese carriers. It was one of the first battles fought entirely by aircraft launched from carriers. Enemy ships never sighted each other directly. Carriers such as the U.S. Navy's Enterprise, Yorktown, and Hornet and Japan's Akagi and Kaga became mobile air bases, allowing for flexible and powerful force projection. Submarine warfare and the Battle of the Atlantic. Another major evolution in naval warfare during World War II was the role of submarines, particularly in the Battle of the Atlantic. Germany's U-boat fleet sought to strangle Britain by targeting merchant shipping, hoping to cut off supplies, food, and fuel. In response, the Allies developed convoy systems, groups of merchant ships escorted by warships and aircraft. Sonar, ASTIC for detecting submerged submarines. Depth charges and hedgehog mortars, for anti-submarine warfare. Code breaking. Allied success in cracking German Enigma codes, notably by British codebreakers at Bletchley Park, gave valuable intelligence on U-boat positions. The introduction of long-range escort carriers and improved air cover eventually turned the tide, reducing the threat from German submarines by late 1943. Surface combat and naval innovation. While large-scale battleship duels were rare, surface combat still played a vital role. The Battle of the Java Sea, Guadalcanal, and Leyte Gulf, the largest naval battle in history, saw intense surface and air-sea engagements. Destroyers and cruisers played critical roles in escorting convoys, supporting amphibious landings, and defending carriers. Naval radar greatly enhanced night fighting and long-range detection, giving Allied ships a key technological advantage in later years of the war. Amphibious warfare also advanced significantly. Operations like D-Day, Normandy landings, and the Pacific Island hopping campaign relied heavily on naval gunfire support, specialized landing craft like the Higgins boat, and close coordination between sea, air, and land forces. The decline of the battleship. Despite their power and prestige, battleships became increasingly obsolete. Many were sunk or damaged by air power, including the British battleship Prince of Wales and battlecruiser Repulse, sunk by Japanese aircraft in 1941. The Japanese Yamato and Musashi, the largest battleships ever built, which were both destroyed by waves of carrier-launched aircraft before they could engage in meaningful combat. By the end of the war, aircraft carriers had replaced battleships as the dominant capital ships, leading most navies to shift their strategic focus. Legacy. World War II reshaped naval warfare in fundamental ways. Air power became essential to naval dominance. Submarine warfare proved its strategic value, both for commerce raiding and intelligence gathering. Technology like radar, sonar, and improved communication systems revolutionized how navies operated. Today's navies reflect the lessons of World War II. Fleets centered around aircraft carriers supported by submarines, destroyers, and increasingly complex electronics and missile systems. The evolution seen during the war laid the foundation for the modern era of naval operations.